Prep vlog update. So excited. So thank you guys for checking out my channel. I am just under 5 weeks out and I feel so excited and so good. I am just in the prep feels, you get so excited. Everything is coming together. Um, this prep has been unlike any prep I have ever gone through before. And if you haven't followed me before or seen any of my other videos, I've been competing since 2016. I have traveled all over um, the country and competed at different locations. Um, I've always done my preps pretty long, so 16, 20, 24 weeks out. I've done my preps at different times of the year. So I definitely have all sorts of different experiences with my preps. But this is by far, I mean, let me tell you, this has been the greatest prep I have ever done. Um, Honestly, I will even go as far as to say it doesn't even feel like I'm in prep. Um, I guess it does, the energy and the soreness, but from where I started from my off season, such high calories and low cardio and making really mindfully healthy decisions. Now, I did meal prep my food in my off season. I've gone over that before. I wasn't as like I would still eat kind of whatever, but always, keep in mind some of the foods that you choose to eat. So I'm not really big into fried foods. I don't drink alcohol. I'm always very good about my sleep. And these are just things about me, like personally. So, I, love the gym. So I spent, a good amount over a year lifting pretty heavy. So going into this prep, I started in August, September, and, off season into a prep, being that far out, knowing I was going to compete in March, April of 2024. I was eating over 2,000 calories. I was eating over about 2,200 calories. I was eating quite a bit of food. And that's a lot for me. Everybody's different. So, like, don't come at me if you say, oh, that's not that much food, whatever. But for me, that's a lot. Like, that was a lot of food. And especially since I was only doing like 15 minutes of like steady state cardio, it was great and it was really awesome. So, coming into this prep week after week, I just did, what I was supposed to do. I followed my plans. I did everything. So, of course, I can answer any questions you have about, my previous weeks and everything. But for this vlog, I really kind of wanted to just give you an update and really just go over some foods that I'm eating, how I've made this pretty smooth, and how really anybody in a prep can make a prep smooth. It's really it's a mindset. So you can control quite a bit of it. And that goes with your nutrition as well. If you are bored with your food, sick of your food, concerned with what you're eating, things like that, there's all sorts of ways to go about it. So I'm going to take you through a few days of this week, which on my previous prep vlogs, I've done like just like a day, like a rest day, or I've talked about like my hormones, things like that. But I really want to take you through kind of like maybe a few days and show you how I kind of handle, being under 5 weeks out and exactly like what goes on in my life. Granted, my life, I will say, is kind of boring. I think it's boring. So I mainly work from my computer. I do multiple different things between fitness coaching, running business, different things. So, but I want to share with you like food that I eat, how I eat, and also how I've trained so hard and so intensely, and I've been so disciplined with my foods and enjoyed my foods that now going into the show, I'm actually having refeed meals and I'm having different carb spikes, which has made everything a lot more fun, because many times I have done preps where I'm more of a transformation. And so whenever you kind of fall into a category of transformation, you're losing weight, you're trying to get the last few pounds off you, or you're trying to get like your, last, waist to come in. You're trying to like still really, really push. So it can be, you know, more cardio, less calories, and it can be a lot more intense, which you got to do what you have to do for your goals. So I'm not taking away from that, but I will say this prep, because I put on so much more muscle, again, being very disciplined. I do what my coach says. I follow my nutrition plan. If I find foods that agree with me, I stick to them. So one of the most common questions I always get is like, what do you eat, right? So I stick to chicken, lean ground beef, and fish and egg whites. And then for my fattier proteins, I do salmon, and sometimes I'll do a steak, but mainly salmon, lots of salmon. I keep it really simple. I season my foods. If I'm craving something, then I will season accordingly. And I really just enjoy my food. I know that if I want like something soft, I know how to cook my chicken. If I want more of like a taco, burger, garlic, herb, Italian, French fries, like you name it, I've gotten to the point where I can kind of create it from my food. I never, ever feel like I'm missing anything. That is another big question I get asked a lot, is like, don't you feel like you're missing, you know, out on things? And I honestly, at this level, I feel the opposite. I feel like I've reached a point in my, you know, athletic career and kind of my prep that I really enjoy the challenge. You know, as we get older, you know, you get more sedentary and you kind of start looking at life and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to do the same thing like day in, day out, right? And that kind of sucks. So it makes it really fun to have such a challenging goal and want to go pro and want to be, you know, a pro athlete and really push my body and push my mind to see like, what can I really achieve, right? So I never feel like, oh, darn, or, you know, I'm not going out on Friday night to eat fried food. That's not good for me anyways. Nothing even beside, like, to do with prep. Like, why are we constantly putting shitty foods inside us that make us feel like shit, and then we're wondering why we can't lose weight. We're wondering why we have metabolic issues. We're wondering why we have high blood pressure, pre-diabetes, why we're having, you know, so much mental illness, why we're having all of these like debilitating diseases and like disabilities. But yet we're going out constantly and overeating, eating foods that are not good for us, eating foods that we know are banned in other countries because how bad they are for us. And we consume them like they're not going to be there tomorrow. So I like cooking my own food. I like cooking for my family. That's not to say that like I don't like eating out. I do. But I like eating out foods that like I can't necessarily cook at home, or I don't have the ability to cook at home. So, which brings me back to, you know, refeed meals. So with my refeed meals, the rules that I follow is I do not eat dessert out. I do not. But I've grown to really like this. So this will be my third refeed meal. I have a refeed meal every week, and that's how it's been working. And I've learned that to satisfy my cravings and the things that I like to eat is I still like to eat really clean. I still pick really clean food, fish, veggies, salad, a good carb, no fried foods, no alcohol, and I don't do any dessert out. But this has been really cool because then it kind of gives me an opportunity to make different desserts, right? So today I am making chocolate covered strawberries, protein cookies, and I am making my favorite. So carrot cake is one of my favorite things, but I'm trying this like carrot cake oat recipe. So I'll show you how, it's all a mess right now. It's too hard to record, but I'll show you all of it like when it's done, and that's what I'll be eating for dessert. So this is what I eat post workout. I think I've eaten this now for, I want to say like 2 or 3 months. So this is about 35 grams of carbs. I take, music's loud. I take blueberries, strawberries, apples, cut them up. I measure them on the scale, and it comes out to about 35 grams of carbs. And this agrees with me so well, and it's so refreshing, and it's such a good, like, I get the crunch from the apples and everything, so I love it. I just stick with this. It works for me. Being 4 weeks out from a show now, I don't want to change this. I want to stick with this unless my coach is like, hey, we need to cut carbs out, we need to do this, but this is what I have post-workout. I just pulled up to Starbucks, so I'm gonna get a coffee, and then I'm going to mix my scoop of vanilla so I can have a coffee latte. And this is just a scoop of Redcon vanilla. Again, it agrees with me so well. It tastes really great. I really enjoy it. So before I take off, how I order my Starbucks is I get a blonde Americano grande size and in a venti cup. And I always tell them leave room, because they'll look at me like I'm crazy. And I always say leave room because I have my own creamer. And they're like, oh, okay. So they always leave me like a little room. I pour my shaker in there, stir it. Sometimes because I like it really sweet, I'll put like extra stevia in there, and then it's a vanilla latte. Okay, so after my pre-workout meal, workout, post-workout meal that I showed you, I come home, I get some work done. I just kind of work away. About 12:30, 1 o'clock, it depends like what's really going on with my day and if I have meetings, if I have phone calls, like whatever is going on. But then I will stop and I'll cook lunch, even though it's lunch, it's always my breakfast. And it's kind of our time. If my husband's home, like we'll have lunch together. So it's really nice. He already ate and went back to work. But so this is my breakfast lunch. So this right here, if you see, it is massive. It is like my favorite meal. It is 2 whole eggs, a cup of MuscleEgg, and then a medley of vegetables. I just cook it in a nonstick skillet, mix everything together. This has spinach, tomatoes, garlic, and then I season with salsa. So this is like kind of my bigger meal too. So this is a staple. And again, just like my other food, like this is something this meal is something I've consistently consistently ate. I honestly want to say I've consistently eaten MuscleEggs for over a year, but like this meal kind of like put together, like mixed together, honestly, like I've probably been eating this for 6 months. I will interchange some of the vegetables sometimes, like this is tomato, spinach, and garlic. Sometimes I'll change it out and I'll do like onions and peppers, things like that, green onions. Like sometimes I'll just like interchange those things. But again, these vegetables that I'm interchanging, I already know agree with me. Being, 5 weeks out, 4.5 weeks, you're right there. You don't want to introduce something that you're like, oh, this sounds really good and I want to try this. You don't want to do that. So if I change out like a vegetable, I already know that it's totally fine for me. So I'm going to eat and then I will get back to work. All right, guys, so I got some work done. I'm having my next meal, which is about a cup of carrots, steamed carrots, and I just salt them, or like garlic herb, and then my 4 ounces of smoked chicken. I'll eat this, do some more work, and then I will go out to dinner. And just like that, I'm a completely different person. No. I got done with my work and I am getting ready to go to dinner. It is just so much easier to record everything in my office because I can like shut the door and I can like control the lighting. Like, not gonna lie, it's so easy to be able to like have good lighting and like talk to you guys. So, and you can see everything, and it's just easier to bring shit in here and show you. So, we're going to a place called Ocean Prime. Again, it's really seafood friendly. I kind of already looked at the menu. I kind of already know what I'm gonna get, and I'm just like really excited. Whenever I go out to eat, I'm gonna combine 2 meals, drink lots of water, and that's really it.
You remove the bread basket?
I am home for dinner and it was absolutely beautiful and it was super filling. So, it was super good. So as you saw, I had salad, a little bit of crab cakes, a little bit of sushi, tea, water, and then scallops, risotto, and asparagus. So I brought home my son some dessert, and then we are going to eat some dessert that I made, which is it's a protein baked carrot cake, because carrot cake is my favorite, but it's a protein carrot cake oat bake kind of thing. Also, on the side, I do have chocolate covered strawberries, and that I also made at home because I wanted to use specific chocolate. And then I also have like a Greek yogurt. It's a vanilla protein like Greek yogurt to put over the carrot cake I made at home too. I make all the desserts at home so that way I can kind of control no flour, no dairy, no refined sugars. That way, also, if I can like manipulate the protein content, you know, I love to do that. So that is my refeed night. I'll show you the dessert before bed. Good morning, guys. So as you saw my last night, my refeed meal, you saw my dessert that I made. It was absolutely delicious. Completely passed out after that. My mornings are always like so fast. You know, I get up at 4:30, 5 a.m. I do my cardio, get my family ready. I have other videos of that, so if you see that, or if you have questions about how like I manage all my time, just always feel free to comment below or shoot me a message on any of my social medias. I'm always very open about how I like plan my mornings because anytime that my schedule has to change, I always adapt to it. I always make sure that like I like to cook for my family. I like to have breakfast ready for them. I like to get everything ready for them. I make sure all the animals and everything get done. I enjoy doing that. It's just kind of my personality. So if something changes in my schedule, so when your coach changes like your cardio or wants you to do something, I just get up earlier. That's really it. So when I started this prep, I think I was getting up, I was still getting up at just different times, like in 5-ish time, like 5 o'clock, 5:30, you know, and I've just slowly kind of pushed it back. So now I get up like more around 4:30, 4:45, and then it just allows me time to have like a cup of coffee and then start my cardio. But that gives me time to get, you know, my son off to school, my husband's food cooked or like put together, all my pre-workout stuff ready. So that's just how I do it. It works great for me and I get everything done. So I'm gonna get ready to go to the gym. I have my post pre-workout meal, which is always my 2 rice cakes, avocado, hot sauce, some everything bagel seasoning, and I'm going to go work back. All right, my day has kind of came to an end. Today was really a day just full of work. I work a lot from my desk, my computer. I do all my social media, fitness coaching. I help my husband with his business as well. So I just stay really busy. So it's really kind of boring for the most part. I mean, it's just like a normal, I guess what I say, job. When it comes to sitting at my computer. But nothing really different than what you saw how I did like the other day. You know, I had my post-workout food. You saw this morning I had my pre-workout food. So you know, I had my eggs. All of that is still like the same. So none of that is any different. And then obviously like throughout the day, I just go and I grab like my midday meal, which is again is smoked chicken and carrots. I will take you right now and show you dinner that I cooked. Today my son was supposed to have soccer, so we were going to soccer, but then he wasn't feeling well, so we just came back home. So that kind of just changed. So I made some fresh salmon and asparagus and quinoa for dinner. So I'll show you my dinner. All right, kind of like I said. So I make a whole salmon fillet because I will eat this. So there is my salmon. Lemon pepper and salt and pepper. We'll eat this for dinner and then I will have it like portioned out for my meals. And then over here, it's kind of messy. So I have asparagus just cooling and then quinoa. But I'm just portion this out and have this for dinner. Hey guys, so after my salmon last night, I just had my last meal about 9 o'clock. Watched some TV and went to sleep. And I just had chicken and carrots and that's about it. So today, Friday, it is my birthday. Really everything has stayed the same. You know, of course, like, thank you so much for all the birthday love. It's been absolutely phenomenal. It's been amazing. I'm 35 years old and I just feel really healthy and really happy and blessed. So I'm really thankful. If you follow me on social media, on my Facebook and on my Instagram, I am now a sponsored athlete with Toxicangel Bikini. I've announced it on the podcast before, but I officially like put it out in the world that, you know, I'm excited. I just designed my suit with them. I will get my suit here in a few weeks before my show, March 30th. So I'm just so excited and I'm so blessed. Like I've been involved with Toxicangel and I've like talked with them and I've seen how much like they are a part of the NPC community, NPC IFBB community, and how much they help women and support athletes and how they do their consultations. So I'm very excited that they, you know, are sponsoring me. That's like, it really is a dream come true, because if you're in this sport for a very, very long time, you kind of start having little goals, not just being a pro athlete, but there's other like milestones you want to achieve. And I promise you, if I dig through my notes and I look back to like my goal setting of like 2019, one of them, it will be on there, because I know it's been a goal of mine multiple times to be, you know, a sponsored athlete with a great company, you know, because you never, like, you may have an opportunity to work with a company and you may not necessarily like them or know them that much, or may like some of their products, and that doesn't mean you have to, you know, accept their sponsorship. So to be able to partner with such a phenomenal company is just so like amazing. So I'm very excited that I got to announce that today. But the rest of my day, my breakfast, lunch, or my pre-workout food, my post-workout food, my eggs, all of that has stayed the same. I will show you guys my next few meals, because even though they are relatively the same as what they are like throughout the week, I do carb spike on Fridays right now, so I will have, they will look a little different, so I'll share that with you and show you kind of what it looks like. But for the most part today, I don't have any plans. It's really just Friday. It's getting work done, you know. Kiddo just came home from school, talking with him. And of course, you know, if you have kids, like, they do a lot of stuff too. So a lot of times my weekends will revolve around my son, whether he has friends in and out or soccer games. So tonight, I know he's having friends over and whatever they may need, you know, rides or food or whatever. So I will just be, you know, like I said, no plans, just home and enjoy my food and, you know, lounge around. If you haven't figured out by now, I'm a huge homebody. I just am. I really love being at home and just the comfort. It's nothing to do with being in a prep or the food. Like, I can take my food anywhere, which I've shown. I'll go out and do all sorts of different stuff when I want to. But for the most part, like, if I don't have a soccer game or if I don't have anything, I really like to just like chill at home. You know, so we're busy all the time, and it's just nice to be able to like enjoy your couch and relax and not feel like you have to rush around anywhere. So I am gonna take you guys and show you my next meal. Okay, so this is kind of funny. As I was coming into the kitchen, I was heating up my food, getting ready to heat up my food. I was like, you know what? I really don't feel like chicken and carrots. What do I kind of feel like? So I turned my chicken into this. So this is what I turned it into. I took my chicken, I cut it up, I diced it up, I took half of the carrots out, and then I cut up the remaining carrots. I added a little bit of cauliflower rice, heated it all up, and then I have my carbs, which I did 20 grams of rice, which is just to show you like the rice that I use. I love this rice. It's Target brand, Good and Gather. I love the Good and Gather brand, by the way. Best, like, really good salsa. It's just really good. It's Target brand. But yeah, 20 grams of rice, 20 grams of carbs, scale weight, I think it's like 72 grams. And then lettuce, Cholula, hot sauce, a little bit of salsa, and lime juice, and it turns into like a delicious taco bowl. So smoky taco bowl, because it has like the smoky, chicken taste. So this is my midday meal, and I'm gonna eat it while it's warm. But I just wanted to show you guys, like, even if you have food like you're already ready and made up, like, if you don't feel like eating it, like, what can you kind of turn it into, right? So like, this is a good example of it. Even though I work from home and I like obviously have access to my kitchen 24/7, I still prep my food. So I want to show you kind of, so like my meals are right here, and there's like some in the back, and I have like some of the meals up there. I'll show you. So like I'll have like my salmon, tea, muscle eggs, stuff like that. And then we have drawers full of like other stuff. But like we'll still cook my food. I'll cook my food. My husband will, you know, grill or smoke food, and I will still like portion it out and have it ready just because it makes it easy to like grab and go. All right, guys, not much has happened since my last meal earlier today to now. It's about 7 o'clock. I've just been kind of lounging, catching up on a few things, did a little bit of laundry. So now for dinner, I am going to have my salmon, my rice that I showed you earlier, same rice, just reheated. And then I have veggies. It's done. As you see, there's my salmon. Exact same salmon from last night. I already had it portioned. I just put it on a plate. I did make some zucchini because I needed to get rid of the zucchini in the fridge. And the seasoning I use, I love this seasoning, this little guy. I put it on everything. It's delicious. So I'm going to eat this meal, and then I'll have one more meal later tonight before bed, and that will wrap up my Friday. I feel like if you're a mom, you can kind of relate to this. So I blinked and my weekend was like gone. So this weekend, after Friday night, I went to bed. I woke up Saturday morning. I still wake up at like the same time. I get up at like 5-ish, I think, like around that time. And I'll just enjoy coffee. I'll relax. I know I have a soccer game to get my kid to, so I get my cardio out the way, and then I get everybody up, everybody ready, kind of the same like as if you are on any of my social media platforms. I always share like how I get my family ready, how I get everybody going in the morning. And really that was the same Saturday. So the only real difference is that like we got to the soccer game and there's a little bit of a delay, but it was relatively nice outside, so it was okay. But yeah, I came home from soccer and work. I do a lot of work on Saturdays, so I worked away. I had, you know, my eggs, my chicken, protein drink. Like you saw how I mix my coffee and protein, I do the same whenever we go to soccer games. Usually the boys will want to stop at like a gas station or Starbucks. They want to stop somewhere usually. Or of course it's me, and I just like want warm coffee while I'm watching soccer outside, and I'll mix it with my protein, and that's, you know, one of my meals on my off day. Then when I get home, I just stick to the rest of the day. I do my stretches. I do, you know, I'll practice posing. I'll do different things throughout the day. And really, I just relax. My weekends have really turned into that. Yes, I have work, and yes, I have places to do and things to do. I never have a day where I don't do something, I guess. So, which I find like, I feel like when we talk about like rest days, we can kind of sometimes take them out of context, because like our rest days are like, okay, I'm not going to go to the gym and like lift super heavy weight, or I'm not going to like push my body. I'm going to recover. I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to get some steps in, maybe, you know, nothing like to where I'm exerting myself, but like I still do like house chores and clean. I still have work. I still have places to take my kid or be, or, you know, things to do, things that require my attention. I never just have like a day, unless it's vacation. So like a real like a vacation, right? So, but I like my life like that. You know, I always feel like I'm busy and doing something, and it doesn't bother me, because the days that I'm also doing that, I'm also resting. Like I also have like times where I take a nap, or times where I'm like watching a show. Like I have my delegated times of like, okay, well, it's, you know, just resting. So really, other than that, Saturday, that's like what I did. I just rested, and, you know, I was present with my family. And Sunday was pretty chill too. I caught up on cleaning. I'm doing laundry, you know, washing blankets. My food's prepped already for the week, which is again the same thing you've been seeing. So I would show you that, but it's literally nothing different. It's chicken and carrots. I have sides if I want to turn it into a taco bowl, and then I have my salmon. I made salmon again the same way like you've seen it. So I keep everything the same. I'm about to go into 4 weeks away from my show, and I'm just like really excited, and I feel really good. So I hope this vlog like might kind of, you know, help you or show you kind of how I do it. And of course, if you have any questions at all, comment below, message me. You know, you can DM me on any of the platforms. I am always here to help and encourage anybody and everybody I possibly can in the sport of bodybuilding, or rather it is just the fact of like being a woman and trying to lose weight or trying to learn how to manage everything. It's so hard, but like you deserve it. So I hope you enjoy this update, and I will update you again soon.